We are at war with an organization that right now would kill as many Americans as they could if we did not stop them first.
It was so weird just being able to watch people's lives. And I remember watching a wedding. I mean, these were people enjoying themselves. These were people celebrating like a wedding, you know? Like, but someone in that wedding was a bad person. It was just weird, like, I'm watching this person and this person has no clue. We're the ultimate voyeurs, the ultimate peeping Toms. No one's gonna catch us. And we're getting orders to take these people's lives.
Within the first couple weeks of the 9/11 attacks, President Bush signed a secret order authorizing the CIA to go around the world to capture or kill al-Qaeda operatives or affiliated members of al-Qaeda.
What is it like being in a bunker with basically a screen in front of you and a few buttons to push and killing someone half a world away?
How did you feel when you saw that piece of paper and it written there, 1,626 dead people? How many of them do you think were innocent?
Sometime later, you think that you've written that you thought you killed a child as well.
Thousands of people have been killed by drones in a covert operation by the United States, and they haven't been charged, they haven't been arrested, they haven't been indicted, they've just been killed.
Never before has there been a weapon that allows us to distinguish more effectively between an al-Qaeda terrorist and innocent civilians.
I want to make sure that people understand actually drones have not caused a huge number of civilian casualties. For the most part, they have been very precise, precision strikes against al-Qaeda and their affiliates.
There's always been a connection between the world of war and the world of entertainment. And I call this phenomena militainment, where the military world is actually now pulling tools from the world of entertainment to do its job better.
Video gamers do have a skill set that is very important and actually enhances the skill set of drone operators.
I think the drone business, the distance imposed, amplifies this 100-fold. And the distinction between killing for state purposes under just war theory and killing for state purposes with no vulnerability is, I think, the difference between killing in a way that is recognized and legalized even, and murder.
Welcome home.
Politicians want to be able to fight cleaner war. War that is politically a lot easier to get away with. War in which their own citizens are not being put on the front line and in danger. So war by distance.
We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
I am annoyed at the propaganda coming out of Baghdad about targeting civilians. This has been fantastically accurate.
Our war on terror begins with Al-Qaeda, but it does not end there. It will not end until every terrorist group of global reach has been found, stopped, and defeated.
While I was in training, I told the commander of the 11th that I don't think that I could fire on someone. I don't think that I could kill someone. And he said, well, you swore an oath. You need to fulfill that oath. And I believed him. I believed that there was nowhere else for me to go. Come on. The everyday business outside of the job was people thought that it was like flipping a switch. You're in war, you're out of war, you're in war, you're out of war. But every time I left, I was still fighting the war. Anyone who had any sort of mental issues or qualms about it was just told to shut up and color, do your job. No one wants to hear you bitching. If you wanted to go talk to a therapist about it, they would say, well, if you do, your security clearance is going to get taken away. That scared a lot of people. But we could go see a chaplain. And the general response that we would get is, it's part of God's plan. I flew 3 months straight with no days off. I most likely had the record for flying hours, but I hit a cliff and I just fell off that cliff.
War is an unbelievably profitable business. The development of robotic warfare, and particularly drones, is having a huge impact on the trade in arms generally because it's causing the big defense contractors to rethink their business models and how they're going to sell enough drones to be able to make the sorts of profits that they're making on the big ticket, very expensive items, aircraft carriers, jet fighters, etc. So I think what that is going to do is ensure that we see produced far more drones that even your very hawkish security analyst would think that the world needs.
Warfare and the ways in which we kill each other has evolved, and robotics technology seems like the next major fulcrum into the future.
You never know who you're killing because you never actually see a face. You just have silhouettes. For me, every single day you put on that uniform, you were involved. So many of those shots where you depend on the word of others, but they don't have to take the shot, they don't have to bear that burden. I'm the one that has to bear that burden. My pilot's the one that has to bear that burden. My mission controller's the one that's got to bear that burden. So it's easy for them to say, yeah, shoot it, yeah, that's him, shoot it. But they don't have to do the action, and they don't have to live with the repercussions if it turns out that that's not our guy. And we just made orphans out of all these children. You know, they don't have to live with that. Yeah, I do.
I didn't really understand what it meant to kill at first. It was horrible. The first time was horrible. The second time was horrible. The third time was numbing. The fourth time was numbing. But of course, the first time sticks with you the longest.
The United States has become a national security state whose raison d'etre is war. We've created a terrorist industrial complex that is self-perpetuating, and now searching for the reason for this constant state of war. Terrorism is the perfect case for us. We can do this forever.
One last question from me, and that involves around AI. In Saudi Arabia and elsewhere, we saw drone strikes. It seems like autonomous vehicles.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay.
I'm not going to answer. I'm
no,
not going
there's
there today.
autonomous vehicles that we're working on developing in the world.
Right.
Do you think that autonomous vehicles should be treated like landmines in terms of, or autonomous robots that have the ability to kill? Do you think they would be treated like landmines and should be banned, or is it something that...
I'm not going to go there with you on this.
No worries. No worries. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.